shadows of loss and unexpected strength fill the story. A woman is left with debt and heartache when her husband leaves, but a brave 11-year-old shows that courage can light the darkest time. Secrets of hope and determination hide in every small act they take. A mysterious letter sparks plans that may mend broken dreams. Every moment is filled with quiet suspense as hope grows in places thought lost forever. Your voice matters. Tell us where you are watching from. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more heartfelt stories. Every new step shines with the promise of healing. Olivia lived in a small house with many bills and a heavy mortgage. Her husband had left her for someone else and life became very hard. The walls of the old house seemed to echo with sadness and empty hopes. Even though her heart was broken, Olivia tried her best to carry on. Every day felt like a long, heavy cloud, until one morning when her 11-year-old daughter, Chloe, showed a brave smile despite her tender age. Chloe understood that although things were very hard, there was still hope to find. She began to help around the house in small but important ways. With careful steps, Chloe sorted through the bills and made a simple chart with numbers that even a child might draw at school. Chloe started to plan little projects to fix up their home. She cleaned the garden, mended broken flowers, and found ways to save a few dollars each day. As she worked, her energy filled the rooms with light, and slowly the dark corners of the home began to disappear. Olivia saw that her daughter's courage was like a small, glowing fire that could warm even the coldest night. Every small task gave Olivia a bit more strength, and even though the debt still piled up, the hope that Chloe brought began to change their lives. Olivia learned that sometimes a tiny hand can lift a heavy load. With each day, the pain from the past seemed less sharp as Chloe's kind actions and quiet determination started to mend the broken pieces of their lives. Their journey was not easy. Challenges and worries still came like rough winds, but each new day brought another chance for growth. Chloe planned to use what she learned from school to build even more ideas, and Olivia slowly began to believe that together they could reassemble their shattered dreams. The next morning, as the sun peeked in through the cloudy sky, the two of them prepared to try a new plan that might change everything. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Olivia and Chloe set to work on their new plan. The morning light made the old garden look hopeful. Olivia carefully sorted through the bills in the kitchen, while Chloe gathered old treasures and handmade signs for a yard sale. They arranged a small area outside with a few chairs and a table, where each item told a story of better times once enjoyed and of a future yet to be built. Neighbors began passing by and noticing the small effort that blossomed on the front lawn. Soon, kind neighbors left a few extra items or dropped by with gentle smiles, each small gesture adding warmth to their day. Every small sale felt like chipping away a bit more of the heavy debt. With each passing hour, hope grew stronger, and the simple act of sharing with others lit up the dark corners of their life. Midday brought a surprising change. A plain white envelope with an unfamiliar stamp arrived at their doorstep. Its neat, careful handwriting hinted at news important enough to pause their busy day. Olivia's hands trembled ever so slightly as she held it, feeling both worry and a spark of possibility. The letter seemed to promise an answer or perhaps a clue toward a way to fix the ruin left by old betrayals and mounting debt. With the mysterious envelope now resting on the table in the quiet living room, the two paused in wonder at what it might mean. The uncertainty of its contents mingled with the steady hope they had begun to rebuild. As the mellow afternoon light danced through their home, every moment felt like the start of something new. A pause just before their next step on a long and winding journey into an unknown future. Olivia sat quietly at the dining table, holding the mysterious white envelope in her trembling hands. The neat handwriting on the letter spoke of someone who cared deeply and remembered the times when life was not so heavy. It was signed by a kind man named Mr. Franklin. His words shared simple ways to take back hope and rebuild step by step. The letter told of a meeting at the local community center on Monday morning, a chance for people who had once lost their way to gather, share their stories, and learn new ways to fix their lives. Reading Mr. Franklin's letter, Olivia felt a small but warm light grow inside her. He explained that many had faced similar dark days and had found strength by starting with one tiny project. His advice was clear and gentle. Start small, work together, and let hope lead the way. The message made Olivia believe that maybe, just maybe, this could be the start of healing. Across the room, Chloe, with her sharp eyes and quiet resolve, arranged her own set of notes and simple drawings. Each picture showed ideas of a bright garden sale or ways to make repairs at home, little plans that matched the hope in the letter. Even as the late afternoon shadows stretched across their modest living room, mother and daughter began to work. Olivia sorted through a pile of bills while Chloe carefully pinned down ideas on a piece of paper. They made lists of small tasks that seemed possible to do, like cleaning a corner of the garden or fixing a squeaky door. The soft ticking of the clock reminded them that every moment was precious and that each small task was a step toward a brighter day. The house did not feel as cold anymore. It was slowly filling with determination and the promise of tomorrow. When night came, the gentle light from a small lamp outlined the stacks of handwritten notes and a calendar with the marked date of the community meeting. Olivia reread Mr. Franklin's warm words one last time before tucking the letter safely away. In that quiet hour, both Olivia and Chloe sat with their thoughts, feeling that the darkness of the past was easing just a little. Their hearts held a secret promise that soon they would step into an unknown future armed with hope, strength, and plans to change their life for the better. The following morning arrived with soft sunlight streaming through the window. Olivia and Chloe prepared themselves quietly, carrying the stack of notes with careful plans and the mysterious letter tucked safely in a folder. The house, still modest and filled with reminders of past sorrows, now seemed touched by a gentle hope. Every step they took felt like a small act of courage as they set out for the community center. At the center, the room buzzed with a mix of quiet determination and shared hardship. Several neighbors gathered silently, each holding their own bundle of worries and dreams. Olivia felt the weight of her troubles lessen when she saw many faces that understood loss and the need to rebuild. The community had come together as though each person carried a spark meant to ignite change in everyone around them. The soft murmur of united purpose filled the space as everyone prepared to share their stories without needing to speak in loud words. In one corner of the center, a board displayed simple strategies and success stories from neighbors who had faced similar challenges. Olivia and Chloe studied the handwritten notes with wide eyes, absorbing every idea like seeds waiting to be planted. Their shared focus on these small but brave steps felt like a promise of a new beginning. The atmosphere brimmed with plans for small projects, community repair groups, and creative ways to overcome obstacles, where each idea built upon the hope Mr. Franklin's words had planted in their hearts. As the meeting moved from one session to the next, moments passed filled with silent nods of understanding, gentle smiles, and the careful exchange of old photos and sketches that narrated personal journeys of healing. Olivia noticed that with every shared plan and every exchanged glance, the heavy chains of the past grew lighter. The room was alive with plans to renovate not just homes, but also hearts that had weathered storms. Later, while the meeting continued in its measured pace, Olivia and Chloe moved to a quiet side of the room to review their own list of small tasks and ideas. They adjusted a few plans as new suggestions from the board sparked more thoughts. The energy of the gathering reminded them that even after great loss, every small step forward could create ripples of change. Their eyes met with a silent agreement that their journey was only beginning. As the community center filled with plans for rebuilding and the promise of a brighter future, a new thought sparked in Olivia's mind. A plan that could weave together not only their efforts, but also the extended kindness of those around them. The idea brought with it a blend of excitement and uncertainty, urging them to take one more careful step into a day filled with new chances. With a gentle nod to the hopeful faces in the room, Olivia felt that their next step was waiting just beyond the threshold of the meeting room. After the meeting, Olivia and Chloe stepped out into the bright morning air with a new sense of purpose. Their lists of small tasks and ideas trembled in their hands, reminding them that each step was a chance to lift the heavy burdens of the past. They planned to join a community event in the neighborhood park where everyone would work together on simple projects, cleaning up the park, painting old benches, and planting new flowers to show that life could start anew. Throughout the day, the park became a place of gentle transformation. Neighbors from different parts of the community came together without fear or pride, simply sharing their time and effort. As Olivia helped repaint a weathered bench, the fresh layer of color glistened under the sun, symbolizing the hope that now filled the air. Chloe moved among the patches of tender green sprouts in the small garden, tending to the delicate flowers with care and quiet determination. Each small act of kindness added up to a mosaic of healing that spread across the park. The energy of the day grew with every shared smile and every careful task completed. Olivia felt the weight of past betrayals easing as she saw people, once strangers hardened by their own hardships, unite in a mission to renew both their surroundings and their spirits. The community's efforts turned the park into a vivid picture of recovery, a place where disappointed hearts learned to trust again, and where every soft breeze seemed to whisper promises of a better tomorrow. As the afternoon slipped into evening, a gentle calm settled over the park. A warm letter arrived for Olivia from Mr. Franklin, sharing news that a local foundation had taken notice of the community's small but powerful actions and might soon offer additional help. This news made Olivia's heart race with new ideas. The possibility of support for her home and for others who longed to rebuild kindled a spark in her eyes. With this fresh promise, she felt that the next step in their long journey was waiting just around the corner. A step that would tie together the strength of the community, the wisdom of small actions, and the undying hope that even the deepest bruises could someday heal. That night, after returning home from the park, Olivia placed Mr. Franklin's letter on her bedside table and stared at it thoughtfully. The words from the letter mixed with the soft glow of a nightlight and stirred dreams of a better tomorrow. In the dark, she imagined a home filled with warm light, fresh paint, and a garden that bloomed with hope, a vision to inspire her next steps. In the early light of morning, Olivia and her daughter began to add new ideas to their growing list. Simple plans appeared on paper: fixing a creaky porch step, cleaning the windows to let sunshine in, and even a small project to repaint the door in a bright color. Each idea was like a tiny seed that promised to grow into something strong, offering a glimpse of a future where the pain of the past would slowly fade away. With every mark of the pencil, their plan grew clearer. The thoughts of the foundation's help, the kind words of neighbors, and the strength found in their small acts of courage blended together into a hopeful map for recovery. In their quiet kitchen, surrounded by the soft hum of early morning, Olivia felt her heart lift a little more with every new plan they added. Outside, the neighborhood stirred as people began their daily routines. There was a gentle buzz in the air that hinted at new beginnings and shared efforts. The possibility of a visit from one of the foundation's helpers sent a tremor of excitement through Olivia. She could already picture a meeting where she and Chloe would share their story with caring strangers who might lend a hand. As the day stretched on, the simple tasks and new plans brought moments of gentle progress amid lingering worries. Every small project on their list was a promise that their story would continue with hope and careful rebuilding. The soft murmur of life outside reminded them that the past was long behind, and that each new step was part of a larger journey toward understanding and renewal. With the promise of the foundation's support still fresh in her mind, Olivia felt the pull of another new idea, a way to join together with more neighbors to create a community garden that would not only brighten a corner of their block, but also serve as a meeting place for those who had shared similar struggles. The thought of such a garden filled her with a quiet determination and warmed the fragile hope that had begun to blossom in her heart. As the hours passed in a gentle rhythm of planning and work, the future spread out before them like an unfinished picture, waiting for the next careful brushstroke. The journey was far from over, and every simple act of care was a step on this long, winding path toward healing and promise. As evening arrived with soft hues of pink and purple, Olivia stood before the small garden that now bloomed with fresh life. The community had gathered on the gentle green grass, each person planting seeds that promised new beginnings. Watching the bright flowers open under the fading sun, she felt as if every blossom whispered that the darkness was slowly leaving their lives. Beside her, Chloe's steady determination shone just as clearly as the garden's colors. In that quiet, powerful moment, the past pain and sorrow seemed to melt away into a mosaic of hope and healing. Each seed in the soil was a gentle reminder that even after great loss, new growth was possible. Their hearts, linked by shared struggles and brave efforts, beat with the promise of a brighter tomorrow. The warm glow of the setting sun and the soft murmur of caring voices filled the air with possibility. Olivia felt a newfound strength, knowing that every challenge they once faced now led to a path of unity and renewal. The day closed like a tender letter, leaving behind a lingering promise that tomorrow would bring another chance to continue building a life filled with hope and gentle miracles.